in 2011.
Thanks very much, Daniel. This place is still buzzing from the Nintendo press conference, and who better to talk about it than the president of Nintendo, Reggie? It's great to have you here. You got your fans.
Always a pleasure, yes.
And we're live, Reggie, for the first time, right?
So I need to watch what I say.
You got to be careful. You know the fans on Twitter are watching. We liked your Twit vid, by the way. You posted a little video teasing your fans. So big announcement, Wiiu, the new system.
Correct.
First of all, tell me about the name.
Sure.
It's utopian, you said, right?
It is utopian. Look, so clearly when we launched the Wii, we made it clear that we were looking to bring new consumers into the gaming environment. We did that quite effectively. Certainly, what we also heard from certain fans is, well, but is it really for me?
Right.
And so we are being very pointed. This is a Wii for you. This is Wiiu. And, you know, tick off the box, high definition graphics, got it.
Right.
Online capabilities, got it. Now, where do we
got it?
Absolutely.
You didn't talk much about that.
Because those are things at this point that really are somewhat taken for granted. And in the end, it's going to come down to the game and it's going to come down to the experience. And so we focused on the experiences. Right. We focused on having John Riccitiello come and say, absolutely, it's got all this great online capability. And so what we need to do here at this E3 is to show off the controller, show what it can do, show what kind of new experiences can be done, and then go from there.
You say online is for granted, but I mean, Nintendo, you know, you look at Xbox Live, PlayStation Network, I mean, Nintendo, your online functionality has not been as good as those other platforms, so why is that for granted? I mean,
well, it's for granted because now we've got a system that will have all of that type of capability built in.
So you'll have your own kind of Nintendo network for
gamers?
Well,
we're going to be sharing what we're doing from an online perspective over the next couple days. Okay. What I can tell you is
why not today?
Because, you know, you didn't pay me like Hulk Hogan to come and break news here on the video. But the fact is that we think it's more impressive to have our publishing partners talk about the system and to talk about the online capability. That's what John has done. Okay. And certainly there'll be some other folks talking about the online capability and bringing it to life. We think that
we let those companies kind of create their own networks or their own worlds?
Our approach will be a flexible one. Right. Literally taking the best of what each of our third-party partners has to offer, marrying that with the best of what Nintendo does, and bringing that versus a more rigid, a more closed type of environment.
Now, everyone got to see the system. I was lucky enough to play it a few days ago. The controller is very cool, and how that interfaces with the machine. I think a lot of people online are wondering, well, what is the range of that controller? I mean, can I take that to other rooms of my house and keep playing it, or it's just right in front of the TV?
You know, that's a great question. It's meant to be played in that same environment where the console is. Okay. But certainly, you know, look at a Wii remote. You know, we talked about a fairly limited range, and yet I've played it across a very large room. So, you know, we're going to have a lot of key connectivity features that'll allow any consumer to have a great type of experience no matter what their living room setup is.
This is not something if you have Wi-Fi in another part of your house, you can still use the controller. It has to talk to the
It has to
machine.
talk to the console. It has to talk to the console.
Interesting. Now, is it a multi-touch screen or a single-touch screen?
It's a single-touch screen.
So, all right, so I won't be doing any zooms or anything like that.
And you don't need to, because again, this is a controller. It's not meant to be a tablet where you're trying to zoom in or zoom out. It's meant to be a controller. Right. And what we're creating is essentially two different types of interfaces. We're creating a 1-foot interface right in front of you. We're creating a 10, 20-foot interface with that large screen. Right. And that's what the system is meant to do.
Now, so did you guys admit basically this morning that the Wii wasn't successful with core gamers?
Absolutely not. We've sold over 86 million units across the world. Right. That, by achieving that level of effectiveness, we're not constrained to any one particular consumer segment.
You're saying this could be even bigger. You're saying you missed out on people for the Wii.
What I'm saying is that there has been some fantastic content that has not come to our platform. Right. Third-party publishers have told us that the reason they couldn't bring it to our platform was based on the horsepower of the machine. That excuse is gone. So now all of the best content from third-party publishers can come to the machine.
Now you showed a sizzle reel of a lot of third-party games. I mean, that was footage from Xbox 360, PS3 versions in most cases,
Absolutely, because we're talking a year away from when the system's going to launch.
So are the games going to look that good when it comes out?
Absolutely.
Are they going to look better than those Xbox or PS3 versions?
In terms of how good it looks, it's going to be driven by what the individual developers do. The system's going to be 1080p.
Okay.
Right? It's going to be high definition. And so again, tick that box. That's done.
Right.
Now it's about what is the new experience that we're going to bring to bear.
Now, what is Nintendo going to do from a first-party perspective in the new sort of high-definition era? We saw a tease of Zelda there. There was an announcement about Smash Brothers. But then we see other titles that are, you know, sort of more stylistically like, you know, Wii games with Mii's and things like that. I mean, are we going to see a Legend of Zelda, which is like Lord of the Rings? I mean, it's going to be look like Uncharted. Does Nintendo have the teams and the resources to build those games?
We absolutely have the teams to deliver that type of experience. What we're not doing at this E3 is talking about launch date, launch lineup, price, any of those details. There's plenty of time to share all of that information.
Right.
But what we will tell you is, absolutely, we will take full advantage of those 1080p high definition graphics. And we absolutely have the capability to do that.
So we will see big games coming out of Japan which will look as good as, you know, a Halo or an Uncharted?
You're going to see games that take full advantage of, you know, a system that has the latest technology and can push out, you know, some incredible graphics. I mean, look at that demo in the garden.
Right.
I mean, that's just a small example
made by a team in Japan?
It's a small example of what was made with early dev equipment. Early dev equipment.
Right. Who made that demo?
I'm not going to say.
All right. Retro?
I'm not going to say.
All right, well, we'll see.